The future of hair loss treatments is closer than ever, and it's really promising. And no, I'm not just referring to PP405, GT20029 or the new topical dutasteride. No. The reality is that two different minoxidil formulations are currently being studied that could completely resolve all the problems we have with the current topical and oral versions. I'm going to explain everything you need to know about these two novel topical and oral minoxidil formulations, which not only promise to be much more effective, but also to have fewer side effects. But first, you should know that on this channel we always demand truth and security, and I apply the same demand to my digital life. And if there's one place where privacy is compromised, is the internet. I don't leave my information to chance. That's why I use and trust CyberGhost VPN. A VPN is an essential tool that encrypts your connection and ensures that everything you do is private. CyberGhost isn't just about security. I, for example, use it to access HBO and Netflix series that aren't available in my country. They have dedicated servers optimized for streaming and lock in over 40 different services. And what gives me the most confidence is that CyberGhost has over 8,000 servers in over 100 countries, which gives you enormous global coverage. But the crucial thing is the security. They use military-grade encryption and have a strict no-logs policy, so your activity is never stored. If you're looking for the best protection at the best price, their long-term plans are super affordable. You can get it for as little as €2 a month, and you can use up to 7 devices at once. It's no surprise that CyberGhost has over 38 million users and an excellent rating on Trustpilot. And if for some reason you're not 100% happy with the service, you have a 45-day money-back guarantee. Click the link in the description to get an exclusive offer. If topical minoxidil is not effective in your case, this is most likely due to low activity of the sulfotransferase enzyme in your follicles. This enzyme is responsible for transforming minoxidil into its active form, minoxidil sulfate. This enzyme is the key for minoxidil to be effective. In fact, studies on the root of the hair follicle have established that if the activity of this enzyme falls below a specific threshold, the probability of responding to the topical treatment is very low, which explains why there are no responders to minoxidil. This correlation is so strong that science has sought ways to modulate it with the aim of converting non-responders to responders. Until now, if this was your situation, you had several options to increase minoxidil absorption and the activity of this enzyme, such as using tretinoin, topical caffeine, or a microneedling device. If you want to know more about these 3 options, I recently made a video dedicated to this topic. I'll leave the link in the description. As I explained in that video, the fundamental problem with traditional minoxidil treatment is twofold. First, minoxidil is a prodrug that must be activated in the scalp by the sulfotransferase enzyme, and if we have a low activity of this enzyme in the follicles, we will be non-responders to minoxidil. Secondly, the reason why the commercial version of topical minoxidil is minoxidil and not its active form, minoxidil sulfate, is because minoxidil sulfate is extremely unstable and difficult to apply topically. As a 2020 review suggests, the activity of the sulfotransferase enzyme in the follicles is a predictor of minoxidil efficacy. That is, the higher the activity of this enzyme, the better we will respond to minoxidil. As this 2007 clinical trial suggests, approximately 50% of patients show moderate or significant improvement with the use of topical minoxidil. Furthermore, approximately 40% of women are responders to minoxidil, which means the remaining 60% are not. And studies like this one from 2016 looked for solutions like using higher minoxidil concentrations, such as 15%, something that, by the way, proved to be effective. Well, in May of 2025, a group of Chinese researchers published a study that could change this paradigm and the type of topical minoxidil we use in our hairs forever. The objective of this study was to create a new formulation to solve both problems. The solution presented by this study is minoxidil sulfate encapsulated in liposomes using nanotechnology. In this case, liposomes are nanocapsules that transport the active drug and protect it from degradation, maintaining a high stability. In this study, these nanoparticles were characterized, confirming their ideal size and a very high encapsulation efficiency. This technology allows the application of the radioactive drug directly, meaning it allows the application of minoxidil sulfate bypassing the sulfotransferase enzyme step that causes the ineffectiveness of topical minoxidil in many people. In ex vivo tests on rat skin, the results were notable. Unlike traditional topical minoxidil, liposomal minoxidil sulfate drastically reduced permeation through the skin and instead significantly increased the drug's deposition in the dermal layers, which is where the follicle is located. Furthermore, laser microscopy analysis confirmed that liposomes have a targeted delivery mechanism, accumulating considerably more drug in the hair follicles than the traditional topical minoxidil solution. Finally, pharmacodynamic evaluation in animal models demonstrated that liposomal minoxidil sulfate stimulates hair regrowth more effectively than traditional topical minoxidil. Additionally, a crucial benefit of this new formulation is that it also reduced skin irritation and sensitization, a common problem with topical minoxidil, especially the formulation containing propylene glycol. In conclusion, this nanoparticle technology not only makes topical minoxidil treatment more potent and reliable, but also makes it safer and more convenient for the patient. As a review from 2025 points out, if you compare to novel strategies to increase minoxidil absorption and efficacy, such as a microneedling strategy that allows the transportation of nanoenzymes and growth factors with a liposome strategy, the latter is undoubtedly the most interesting and advanced solution. Moreover, this review emphasizes the key points of liposomal minoxidil sulfate. First, it minimizes systemic absorption and reduces the irritation and sensitization of the skin associated with traditional topical minoxidil. Second, liposomal minoxidil sulfate demonstrated greater efficacy in hair regrowth compared to traditional topical minoxidil, as it ensures that the active drug dose reaches the target with high stability. However, this review also presents the biggest challenge of liposomal minoxidil sulfate, which is getting it to the market at an affordable price so that it can replace the traditional version of the drug. This requires manufacturing these nanocarriers at an affordable price. And it's crucial to remember that right now we only have data from animal studies, and as I've told you many times, results in humans don't always mirror results in animals. And that's why we need to see the first clinical trials to confirm just how effective the new minoxidil formulation really is. That said, liposomal minoxidil sulfate is a perfect example of how nanotechnology could set a new standard for hair loss treatments in the future, provided this technology reaches the market at an affordable price. We're talking about completely eliminating the main cost that makes approximately 50% of patients and 60% of women non-responders to topical minoxidil. If these findings are confirmed in future clinical trials, we will be talking about one of the biggest advances in alopecia treatments in the last 30 years. Remember, the CyberGhost offers you military-grade security, access to Netflix and HBO from other countries, and a no-logs policy. Click the link in the description to secure your internet today. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we not only have a new topical minoxidil formulation, but we also have a new oral minoxidil formulation that promises to solve the main problem with this drug, its terrible side effects. But not only that, this new version of oral minoxidil can be up to 4 times more effective than traditional oral minoxidil. And no, I haven't lost my mind. If you want to know everything about this new version of oral minoxidil, you have to watch this video.